Hello and welcome to episode 6 of my Salem tutorial series. This episode is going to be on making a campfire, filling it with fuel, then making a tinder and lighting it. Yes, that was a bit of a mouthful. Before we begin, I want to engage you. Why do you think, looking at this screen that you can see with me now next to my lean-to, why do you think I have built so many containers? I mean, well, really, in Gamster's view, that's only a couple of containers, but let's just say, why do you think I've built so many containers? Yes, I know to store all my stuff in them, but why? I will answer at the end of this episode to give you good time to think about the question I've engaged you with. And it also has the added benefit of you not falling asleep. Right, okay, so we're going to do the next most important thing. You can see we've got a clear progression path here. We first found our spot that we most liked, then we made our homestead there, then we made our bed, then we made some containers to store our stuff in, and next, of course, on the list is a campfire, because as we chew through our food, pun intended, okay, we are going to need more food, and we want better food. We don't want to keep eating slugs and berries and nuts, because that can only keep us for so long before we start to get sick of them. So in our path to better cuisine, I can't even say that now. In our path to better food, we are going to make a fire. Right, okay, so first of all then, how do we make a campfire? To make a campfire, we are going to need 10 stones. Now, you can either use the smooth stones, although I've put them in a container over here. I would say to you, one of the containers. Which one? I don't know. See, that's the only downside of having lots of containers. You fast lose stuff. There they are. Anyway, I'm not going to waste them on that because they're far too precious. What I'm going to do is get the 10 stones we require by right-clicking on this boulder and left-click chip stone. Okay, you will notice that they start to appear stones in my pocket. We need 10 of them to make a campfire. Easy enough, eh? That's why I say don't worry about any of your stuff. If you log back in tomorrow and it's all destroyed, they can't destroy your homestead, but they can take, steal and destroy your other items. It doesn't matter. It's easy to make them. I mean, it's taken us minutes, hasn't it, to do all of this? So don't worry. That is what I'm saying to you all. We will get to a point where we can fight back, and trust me, the gamester, once he's got upset by someone, they can then soon taste his venom, because there are ways to counter everything. Now, okay, building this campfire, where should we build it? Time to engage you again. Should we build it in our homestead, so we set light to our homestead and burn down our homestead? Well, I don't believe you can, but should we build it there? Should we build it by the water? Should we build it over here? Where do you think? Just to help you get engaged. Where do you think we should build the campfire? Well, you've had time to think. The correct answer is to build it near the tree. Why do we need to build it near the tree? Another good question. See, this is like Worm. Anything you do, plan it out. If you can just soldier on and soldier through by making mistakes. It doesn't matter, but by watching my series, you're going to learn nice ways to do things. The reason you build it by the tree is, yes, you've guessed it, an unlimited fuel source. So let's build the campfire by the tree. So to do that, I know I haven't got enough stones. It's alright, we'll come back and get more. So to start with, we go to the first menu, we click on build, and then buildings and structures, and fireplace. Okay, it's not campfire, it's called fireplace. Well, it does like to change and call everything different names, and I'm going to put it just there. The reason for that is when I look at the screen, oh, alright, I can't build it there. In that case then, let's build it, I don't want it to keep getting hidden by the screen. Let's build it there. No? You see, normally I'm going to be looking at the screen like this. So what we can do is we can build it on this side. It's like the warning I said to you, don't build too much too close, otherwise you're going to start getting stuck with obstacles everywhere. Let's try just there. There you go. Bob's your uncle, as they say. Right, left click on a stone, shift left click, then roll your mouse, and there we go. We only need 2 more. We'll click build. You are low on phlegm. Oops, right, okay, I don't want to knock myself out already. Far too early to do such things. So let's eat some fruit. Notice we're eating through our fruit quickly, which is why we start to need to get in better food. Okay, that should be enough. Let's now build. Notice it uses up our endurance as we build. Okay, let's go get 2 more stones. Okay, there's our stones. Let's now add them. Again, shift left click, roll the mouse, and it adds. There we go, there's our campfire. So first objective is met. Okay, so again, remember, you build it near the tree. That way you've got an unlimited fuel source. Now, there are 2 types of fuel that you can use that are easily available. Well, one is because it's the tree and you just pick branches. Okay, the second is if you have lots of pine trees around and you've picked loads of pine cones. Do you remember? Well, let's show you just what I'm talking about. Let's find a pine cone. Oh goodness sake, where did I put them? Right, okay, there is somewhere. Just think when I've got 100 of these, but I kid you not, there will be 100 at some point. That's one of my tactics to counter thieves. Right, but where are the... There they are. Right, so remember, when you right click on a pine cone and left click remove cone scales, it gives you all of these. These can act as fuel for a fire or for tinder, which I'm going to get to. And also, of course, we get this lovely nut. So for now, let's put that back because we don't need that. So what we can do now is I'm going to pick a couple of branches and then show you using these. In fact, I'll pick one branch because I've got this sturdy reed that I got when I picked reeds. This sturdy reed acts as a branch as well. So let's right click, pick a branch. We only want one. There we go. Now, to put the fuel on the fire, so we can either choose a branch, could choose a scale, or choose the reed. Let's show you with the branch. Left click on it, hover over the fire. You might want to zoom in a bit actually, let's be fair to you. So left click the branch, hover over the middle of the fire, and then right click. Or try it all over the fire. When you get the right place, you see, bang, there's them sticks. Now if I right click on the fire, you will see that you've got in your fireplace 4 slots for cooking food. Over here you have got the fuel. Okay, so as I add fuel to the fire, this bar will go up and I'm going to fill this right to the top. This bar over here, okay, is the heat that the fire's built up. Now if you have food in the fire that you're cooking, it will not start to cook until the heat has built up sufficiently to heat the food, which makes complete sense, does it not? Anyway, I'm getting ahead. Let's now fuel up this fire. So let's use the reed. Left click on the item, right click over the fire, and you see it's added it. See, we got a bit more fuel. Now here's the cool bit. Left click on one of the items you've got many of, whether that's branches or scales or anything else that can be used as fuel. Left click, hover over the fire, push down and keep pressed down the shift key, and then keep right clicking on the right place on the fire. See, all the fuel was put automatically into the fire. Now when we right click, there is a full fuel bar. Okay, so another job done. Isn't this good? Right, okay, so now that we have our fireplace, we have it full of fuel. the next thing to do is to make a tinder, because we need to light the campfire. So how do we make a tinder, I hear you ask? Well, to do that, left click on the craft icon, go to tools, left click, and then go to miscellaneous tools, left click. In there you will see there's a Tinder drill, and it says the Tinder drill is a lighting item which can be used to light objects and items such as fires, ovens, torches, etc. Hold the Tinder drill and right click on a lightable object or item to light it. So what we'll do is we will left click that. That now shows us we need 2 branches and 3 tinder. Now notice it's highlighted 2 of the scales, because that's what we're going to use. We're not going to use our precious hay, we're not going to use our precious grass, we are going to use the scales. Okay, so we need 1 more. There we go. Now I need 2 branches. So if I right click the tree, pick 2 branches. Okay, now click craft. There we go, there's our Tinder drill. Okay, now to light the fire with the Tinder drill, left click on the Tinder drill, hover over the fire and right click. And then look how cute this animation is, he's blowing the fire. How cool is that? It's little touches like this you are gonna love. When we start getting onto the structures, they make sounds and they have animations, and it's beautiful. You're gonna see the landscape come alive. Now, did you see the light that suddenly bloomed, and can you hear the fire? Well, the fire is making a sound. It's cooking. Well, it's smoking. It's doing its stuff. There we are. So right, so there we are. That is this episode concluded. So let's get then to the question I answered you right at the beginning. The question was, why do you think I built so many containers? And yes, of course, you said, well, to store your items in, but there was a reason for storing all the items. And there's a reason for me asking you this question. The answer is, yes, to make our inventory empty, which is what you should always do before you go off on a foraging trip. I'm not going to say hunting, because we're nowhere near that yet, but when we go foraging, which we will need to do soon, because we want to start getting more resources. It's an upward scale movement that we will be making. Mass storage. We'll make 100 of these, so when the next thief comes along, he takes a look and then nearly falls over because there's too much for him to worry about going through. After he's gone through 50 baskets of pinecone scales, he's going to get sick, isn't he, and bored. There's always ways to counter, and that's one of mine. If you could have seen where I settled before in one of my places, I built about 900 of these baskets because I thought there's 2 ways to skin okay, which animal? 2 ways to skin a rabbit. Okay, and that was one of them. That puts them off. And also, it takes them so much time to go looking through all your baskets that invariably they will miss your precious stuff. And that indeed is exactly what happened to me. Someone come along, they decided I was too close to them, or they just took offence to my presence, so they started going around destroying my baskets. But because I had so many of them, it gave me time to go to my precious ones and empty out the contents safely. So I foiled the thief. And no, I didn't bother getting their name because there's no point. He taught me a valuable lesson. So there we go. Anyway, so there we are. There's the answer to the question. Before you ever go foraging or on hunting trips, you're expecting to get knocked out. So leave your valuables behind. Okay, and hopefully no one will wander by, or hopefully you will have done what I've said and built hundreds of them. Yep, loads, and then that'll take them ages to find your precious stuff. Anyway, oh, and by the way, there is a precious in this game, but we'll get to that. That's another episode, and it's a good one. Wherever you are in the world, God bless you and keep every last one of you safe. Thank you for watching and have a fantastic day. Goodbye.